Yo, what's good, people, and welcome to the next episode of Race Coverage. Today, I've got Ryan with me. How you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Unfortunately, today, the main man Don's not here. No fun facts for anyone today.
And it means we're going to have to wing it. We don't have our reliable, trusty source with us.
Exactly, with all the data stored in his brain.
At least it'll still be entertaining, if not factual.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's just start off with covering Miami.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it? It was a pretty dope weekend, actually. It was very hyped, wasn't it? It's the most hyped F1 race I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, hyped media-wise, but
Yeah.
kind of all fans were very skeptical about it, weren't they? I mean, we
Yeah.
heard a lot of stuff about the track being bad and just a lot of hate on it, really,
Yeah.
from a lot of the, let's say, die-hard F1 fans.
Yeah. Why do you think there was so much hate? Just because it's new?
I mean, people rightly so, want more race circuits. I mean, this is a car park circuit, and we'll get a bit more into that later. But people automatically dislike kind of street circuits.
Right.
Uh, yeah, rightly or wrongly, people just have a lot of prejudice against street circuits.
That's fair enough. I feel like I can kind of understand that. But yeah, like you said, we'll cover that later. Yeah, very hype weekend. They did so much media coverage for it.
And it was just basically as American as it gets, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really
I mean,
was.
I mean, the grid walk.
Yeah, the good walk, man. When Martin Brundle was talking to DJ Khaled, that's my highlight of the race. That was so funny. It was a
I think
little on the, let's say, cringy side, but it was still very entertaining and very funny.
Yeah, that was a bit, I mean, that's the epitome of
Yeah,
Martin Brundle grid walk.
yeah,
DJ
true.
Khaled.
Yeah, and he tried to speak to God knows who it was, and it just wasn't the person he thought he was speaking to. That was quite funny as well.
He was also chasing David Beckham round for about half an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, there was so many celebrity there. It was mental.
Yeah.
Pharrell. Yeah, it was mad. Do you know? Funny question. You might not know, but do these celebrities get invited or do they just come?
They're usually with a team. They're
Right.
invited by a team to come and basically stand in the garage and have their photo taken with the car and stuff. More of a promotion thing than anything else.
Yeah.
A lot of them will be at least loosely interested in it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because there's a lot of like Martin Brundle always asks like certain celebrities like who you supporting today, and they always say the team that they're with. And I wasn't too sure if they actually there to support that or they got invited out, but it kind of seems to.
I think it was Pharrell that was there with, I want to say Aston Martin or something, but he kept going on about how much he loved the Ferrari. So
Really?
yeah, they're not always there for the team they support.
Yeah.
I think the British teams usually like to bring a British celeb in.
Yeah. The good walk, very entertaining to say the least. But it was a good start. Very entertaining start, and then it did go a little bit dull in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, for the first 10, 20 laps, I was thinking, what was everyone on about? This track's fine. It's gone really well, and then things started to settle into place. There wasn't much going on.
No.
As with F1, something's always going to happen. It doesn't stay like that. You know, by the end, someone's going to crash. There's going to be a safety car, and there was. Yeah, and it was a great finish to that race.
It was some good battling at the end, and Max just had the upper hand. He seemed quite strong all weekend. So
Yeah, I mean, straight line speed. It just looked like they had it that weekend, and I'm a Ferrari fan, as you well know, but I'm more than happy to see the team swap in with who's brought the upgrades and whose car is preferable that weekend. It is great to see. I mean, at the start of the season, a lot of people were worried that we were just now going to get a Ferrari domination, and even a true Ferrari fan, that's not what you want. you want to see the tension, you want to see the action. So,
Of course.
yeah.
Want to see some entertainment, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
because you are right. It did seem like it was just going to be domination by Ferrari, but it hasn't really seemed that at all. Red Bull have been obviously they had was it 3 DNFs or 2? That I can't remember.
a fair few,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And
fair few.
their reliability from the start was a big issue for them.
Yeah, they seemed to kind of crawl back. Perez had a pretty good race, finished fourth. Obviously the 2-3 with Ferrari. Yeah, speaking to I watched an interview with Sainz, and like Dom said before, you wouldn't be, competing against your teammate, but just doesn't seem happy with his results, even though, third isn't bad. You're on the, you're on the,
I mean, the way he sees it, he's in arguably the strongest car,
yeah,
and he's not second in the standings, and he's
yeah,
also first, and they're really the two positions you want to be in with the fastest car. So
yeah, that's true.
naturally, you're going to be a bit disappointed. Is From a fan's perspective, you're always comparing them to their previous year, and you're thinking, "Oh, look, you've done so much better." A bit like
So
George
much
Russell.
better.
Everyone's like,
Yes.
"Shut up, George Russell. You're doing way better than last year." But
Yeah,
for a driver, that's not the case. You once a year's over, you forget it, and you move on to the next year, and
yeah,
it's where you are that year. So yeah,
yeah. It's very
there's a
much in
lot,
the moment for drivers.
definitely, yeah. There's no point in dwelling on the past and
No, not at
comparing.
all.
Like Dom said in a previous episode, the only real thing you can compare to at any given time is your teammate, because they're the only person in the same position as you.
Yeah, yeah, no, that is very true. But when you say it that way, it is true. It must be slightly disappointing, even though you're finishing well, to see your teammate do better than you in the same exact car. When you,
Yeah,
of course, as much as as much as all the teams on this grid, I feel like all teams pretty much have like both drivers have a good relationship. You're always gonna want to be the best, aren't you? So
yeah.
of course it's gonna be heartbreaking not finishing above your teammate. It was unfortunate. It was very unfortunate with the Lando crash, and I think I want to talk about is what is Ricardo? Where is Ricardo? What like it's not even like that McLaren car is bad, but he's just not
It's
performing at all.
it's hard to say. I mean, last year it was that the car was more suited to Lando supposedly, and then it would surprise me that within 2 years they've not managed to sort something out for Ricardo. Make
Yeah,
the So I personally don't think that's the issue. I think at this point it's probably more mental.
yeah,
I mean, that spiral that you go down where you're not getting results and then it impacts
yeah,
the race and the next race. It's just a tough spiral to crack, and unfortunately for some people, it can be career ending. So
yeah, yeah.
it'll be
Because
interesting to see.
confidence has got to be there, especially in this
Yeah,
in
yeah.
F1, man. Like you gotta because you gotta have that confidence to put your foot down and break late like
You can see in people's driving styles when they're not scared, but when they are lacking that confidence, it
yeah,
shows. Yeah.
unfortunate. Well, I like Ricardo. I like him as a personality, and I think he once upon a time was a really good driver. So I'm hoping
But
kind of put some
don't get me
performances
wrong,
in.
he's still a really good driver. I mean, we've seen fast performances from him sprinkled throughout this bad spell, but
Yeah,
if the consistency isn't there, then it
yeah.
is what it is.
They're gonna kind of think about his
Yeah.
future in the McLaren, yeah, which is unfortunate, but it is what
He
it
has
is.
made, well, what people have inferred to be him making jokes about leaving at the end of the season. I'm not
Right.
sure he will, but there is also McLaren do have other options in drivers, so.
Yeah, yeah. And to have that McLaren seat, God, everyone wants that. No one's turning down that opportunity. I
No, I
think,
mean, McLaren are trying to build their future right now.
yeah,
They want to be on top. I mean,
yeah,
they've said they're a few years away from it, but they want to be battling at the top, as does every team. But
yeah,
it's from last season, you can see that McLaren do have the capabilities to do that. They
Yeah,
had, I mean, they were for the start of the season, or a lot of the season rather, they were third very comfortably.
yeah. They seem to have the capabilities to, you know, say what they want to do. They, like you said, like over the past couple of years, they just seem to get better and better. I know they had a rough start of this season, but everyone was gonna have a rough start other than Red Bull and Ferrari. Other than Ferrari actually, everyone's gonna have a rough start with these new cars. But yeah, it does seem to be every season they just seem to get better and better. It was unfortunate.
What I'm unsure about with McLaren is if they get rid of Ricciardo, I mean, they've got their young star in Lando.
Yeah.
If they bring anyone younger, anyone newer, I'm not too sure how that dynamic's going to work. While, I mean, I know Lando's been driving for a few years now, but he still is their little prodigy child, and I
Yeah.
don't know if bringing another rookie in would work.
Yeah.
Having said that, who else is going to want to, like an older driver, who else is going to want to come in and be number 2 to Lando?
Yeah. That is very true. Actually, I didn't think of that because.
So yeah, go on.
I was just going to say, because McLaren won't want to do Zhao. They've got Bottas, that really experienced driver, and they're banking on Zhao. Is that how you say it? Am I saying it right?
Zhao.
Zhou. There you go. Zhou's, it's going to take him a couple of seasons to actually get good in that car, and I don't think McLaren have that time to kind of wait. Lando's becoming really good now, but like you said, he's still so young.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Ricciardo, where Vettel, where Latifi, where these guys are at the end of the season.
Yeah,
these with the question marks next to the names right now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, there's definitely something's gonna go down. If I was a advisor on the Williams team, I would not keep Latifi. Sorry. I don't think Vettel does too bad for AM. I just don't think they have a great car. Lance Stroll seemed to have a good race this race, actually. Finished in points.
Decent performance from Lance, which isn't necessarily out of character from Lance. I mean, he does have good performances here and there.
Yeah.
But he's another one who's just not been consistently fast enough.
No.
He's going to keep the seat either way.
Yeah. How come Lance got 10th and Alex Albon got 9th? Oh, don't you know?
Let me just have a look.
I'm pretty sure Alex Albon finished 10th, but he got 9th. Oh, did Lance Stroll get a penalty for something? Maybe.
Yeah, I assume it must have been.
Yeah.
Can't recall for what.
Yeah, I don't know what penalty he got.
I can't find it on here either. Did they definitely swap positions, or didn't someone else get a penalty that took them and they both went up?
Maybe. Yeah, it was a really honestly, I really like Alex Albon in that Williams, man. He's driving really well. He seems a lot confident. Again, another interview I watched with him, and he said, it's took him a little bit of time to mature and kind of work on himself, and he just feels a lot confident in that Williams car, and he seems it as well. He scoring points on twice in the run is so big for Williams. They must be happy.
Yeah, definitely. No, he's doing great, and I think the year out of F1 allowed him to kind of because he was still very much on the scene. He was still working for Red Bull in other capacities. So I think that year allowed him to kind of learn how to deal with the media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which means that this year he can kind of just focus on the racing, and the other stuff isn't this massive weight on his shoulders like it was previously.
Yeah.
Of course, he's also not title contending anymore, so he has that off his shoulders as well. But
of course,
I think just the fact that he's a lot more comfortable in F1 overall, not just in the car now, is really helping him. And yeah, he seems to be having fun.
Yeah, for sure. And I can really see a future for Albon somewhere else, like doing well as well. If you get to maybe another year in Williams, kind of following the same footsteps as Russell. Do you know what I mean? Kind of finding his feet at Williams, and then kind of see where he goes after that.
I think it will be unlikely that he goes to a top team because there's always that.
Before.
Yeah, there's always that worry for. I mean, they may as well invest in a new rookie rather than one that they've seen not cope very well.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, that's a good point.
He has solidified his place in F1. I mean, everyone loves him. He's a very likable guy, and he's shown now that he's a very fast driver still. So I think he'll always have a place. I don't think it'll be at the top.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is a very good point. Yeah, why would you kind of seeing how he already performs under pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
If they're going to take that risk with anyone, it may as well be with someone who, someone newer and fresher.
Yeah. Well, let's hope, with Williams getting these points, they have a better finish. Hopefully they can even produce an even better car next year. It might be even a good place for him to stay. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I think Williams are, they're working very hard. So we'll see what comes of it.
Yeah. Yeah, very good drive for Albon. I wish I could say the same about his teammate, but we won't go into that anymore. Mercedes, they just seem to be getting better and better by the weekend. I feel like they've done some small upgrades as well. They had a good finish. Russell 5th, Hamilton 6th. After the start, but then they got podium first race. But after their troubles with porpoising and everything else, they must kind of be happy with the way they're kind of progressing. I surely would be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as a viewer, you could see that car was not bouncing as much by the race.
Yeah.
They've definitely worked on something to do with that porpoising. Whether that was just raising the ride height, I'm not sure, but they seem to be faster, so it's working. They had a mixed weekend before the race. They were kind of neither here nor there. At some points they were extremely fast, and at some points they were quite slow.
Yeah.
So they're still not there. There's still a lot of work to be done, but I'm sure it's reassuring for them to be picking up some more points and nicely nestled into that third place, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking about going back onto George Russell's performance, he must be so happy. Top 5 in that car every race with the problems the car has, with his first season in Mercedes. And I think we said in the last episode or a previous episode that maybe he just knows how to handle a not as pristine car, with obviously him being at Williams.
Yeah, I mean, one of the arguments is, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but one of the arguments is that George is used to pushing and battling in the midfield, and that's something that Lewis isn't.
Yeah,
he hasn't had as much experience.
He's kind of used to just flying at the front.
Yeah, and he's very, very good at that. And there's times when we've seen Hamilton have to push really hard and climb through the grid, but
yeah, for sure,
Hamilton hasn't often been stuck in the middle of the grid for the whole race, having to try and claw back places.
Yeah.
Usually been in a faster car than most of that grid. So,
of course,
it's interesting to see him try to adapt to that, whilst George is that's exactly what George is good at.
Yeah, because you're right. There's cars in the in the middle of the race, in the middle of the grid, that are doing that, like your Hasses, and him saying that the power of the Hasses is crazy and stuff. And it like you said, it's good to see how he's actually coping with that, and hopefully he can just kind of work it out. Because he it must be upsetting for him to be finishing below his teammate, his new teammate, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But to be honest, I think he's handling it really well. I like Hamilton a lot, but I'm not always a fan of his media persona. I've sometimes found him to be a bit
He knows what
annoying.
to say. He knows what to say.
Yeah, yeah. But this year, I think he's been quite open and honest. And like, if you follow him on Instagram, you see that he's just getting on with stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm liking his approach to it. To be honest, I think a lot of people in his position would be coping a lot worse. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That
I
is true.
think I think he'll sort it out.
Yeah, that's true. He is dealing with it in a very good manner. You know, I could
Yeah,
see if I was in that position. Yeah, I'd be so frustrated and so furious that I'm not that top guy anymore.
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Russell and Hamilton seem to have a really good relationship actually. So I'm sure they
I
just help
mean,
each other.
I think Mercedes, ever since Nico and Hamilton, I think
Yeah.
Mercedes is going to do a lot of damage control and making sure that those drivers appear like best friends no matter what from
Oh,
now on.
really? Okay.
So I don't think we necessarily know how it goes down behind the scenes with them,
We
but
don't. Yeah.
yeah, but I still don't think they're enemies. You know, I'm sure there's a little bit of not awkwardness, but I'm sure it might be a little bit uncomfortable between them at certain
Yeah,
points.
because for sure with me, if I was Russell, I'd be thinking, "Oh, look at this 7-time world champion finishing in front of him. Uh,
I mean, in Russell's head, he probably went into this thinking I'm faster than Hamilton. So in a way, he's probably got exactly well,
what he
obviously he's got
wants. Yeah.
I think he kind of went in expecting this to happen, even though no one else did.
Because every driver has that.
Exactly, yeah.
Should have that mentality. I'm faster than everyone. They should all think they're faster than everyone on the grid. Do you know what I mean? So
I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
they
true.
definitely do. I've heard, I think it was a couple of races ago, Perez saying he thinks he can fight for world champion this year. You know, they really do have to have that drive.
Yeah.
Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. No. Sure. I totally agree. What would be the point? Um. Yeah, I think that kind of wraps up Miami. It was like we said, it was a good start, bit of a boring medium, and then the end good with the Charles and Max fight. Um,
Overall, I really enjoyed the race, and the drivers for the most part seem to enjoy racing there.
they seem to love it. Yeah,
Yeah, I think the general consensus is with a few changes, it could be an all right addition to the calendar.
yeah,
I think there's a few sections where the drivers, for safety reasons or otherwise, want some changes made. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I enjoyed
yeah.
it.
I
Good
enjoyed
week.
it. The whole weekend was really good. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, so we've got Spain, Barcelona next. Should be a good weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting into the kind of bulk of the season now, in the middle part where we're going to some tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm very excited.
yeah, it should be a good one. Yeah, be
I believe there's quite a few teams planning upgrades for Barcelona, so
okay.
I'd say expect the unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That's-
expect it. Yeah. I feel like I seen Aston Martin are bringing in upgrades
Yeah,
just to Lance Stroll's car though, not Vettel's car.
right.
Um,
Yes, I did see that. Yeah,
why is that? Because they want to compare.
it's probably budget
Right.
or yeah, damage limit. Like yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's more a case of they can only manage to get it done for one of them, so they're giving it to Lance
Yeah.
rather than they're using Lance as a guinea pig for Vettel. I don't think it's that way around.
Yeah. No, I think when I thought of it, I thought more like that would. Lance has kind of shown that he can drive. He can put in a good drive in a good car. And Vettel's more kind of the experienced driver, so maybe that's why they're giving it Lance first. But I don't know.
I hate to sound like a hater, but I think it's more just because it's Lance and it's the Stroll team.
Yeah, yeah. That's fair enough.
I think it might just be
That's
favoritism.
that's a fair enough assumption. Yeah.
I can't back that up in any way, but who knows what's going on.
So
I've seen
once,
As are holding off bringing upgrades until they find a bit more from the car as it is.
Yeah, because they started off so well and they kind of dropped off a little bit. But that, you can't have an unbelievable race all the time when you're kind of a middle table team.
Yeah, I mean the first two races there was a lot of other variables, and now we're kind of nestling in, and yeah, it's clear Haas aren't the superstar team
that everyone thought they were going to be.
I mean, I'm sure no one expects them to go winning any trophies, but yeah.
Predictions. Yeah, we can predictions. I would like to see McLaren come back stronger. I feel like Lando does get a podium somewhere, so I think I have a good feeling about this. I'm gonna go. Sainz first, Max second, Lando third, Leclerc DNFs.
Nice. I was actually thinking something kind of similar. Okay. I was thinking it's heating up, Max and Charles DNF.
Yeah.
With Sainz to sweep up in first.
Yeah.
Perez second, and Mr. George Russell in third.
Yeah, actually, I actually really like that. I really like that prediction. Yeah. Yeah, like you said, things heating up. The Max and Charles Leclerc DNF is going to happen at some point. Why not be in Barcelona? And I think Russell can get a podium. Did you say Mercedes are bringing upgrades or that not? I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure. I would assume so.
And they seem to be kind of grasping the car anyway. So no, I like that prediction. Sounds good.
Yeah.
No, it should be a good weekend. I feel like F1 hasn't been on for months for some reason. I don't know why, but it just seems this time it feels so much longer than 2 weeks, and I don't know why.
Because we had a few every weekend, so
yeah, true. And this and Miami just went so fast with everything that went on with it. I feel like Sunday was already over. But yeah, I'm excited for it to back this week. So frustrating as well. I always miss qualifying because I work.
Honestly, qualifying's better most of the time.
Yeah, isn't it? Exactly.
I'm on the edge of my seat in Q3.
Yeah, exactly. I think that kind of wraps it up for F1.
Yeah. I mean, for those of you that have made it this far, we'll just do a quick recap of where Wacky races are at this week.
Yeah, sure.
So we've revealed the prizes for our fantasy league, which a lot of you are very excited about.
Honestly,
probably not as excited as us.
Yeah, in the meeting, I was like, maybe me being a team member isn't the best way. I want that PS5, man. I want that PS5.
Yeah.
No, there's some cool prizes. There seem to be a few people in the Discord who are very pumped and excited for them. And I just want to state as well, to anyone who's competing in the fantasy, it's still very, very doable to win, no matter where you are on the table. Just keep at it. Try and maybe do some wild changes and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Maybe choose some Alonso's or something like that, and might be able to creep up the leaderboard.
And just stay tuned. We're always in discussions about what's the best direction for the fantasy, and there are other features we're considering.
Yeah.
So just really staying involved and staying active is the best way. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also another exciting news: we revealed our first. Well, we did our first NFT reveal, the first art reveal. I'm super pumped about that as well. I think it looks so clean. I love the art for the project.
Yeah.
I think it looks sick. I really, really like it.
I mean, for me, I can't wait to whack one of them as my profile picture. That's literally a base level character. Like,
yeah.
for any when race fans see what we've got accessories wise and just all the details. Like a lot of other projects don't go into the sort of detail that we have, especially when it's surrounding a topic. Like we have racing, we're not just chucking random stuff in our art. We're really doing this for the race fans, and you're going to see that reflected in our art.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think this, like that, like you said, this reveal is literally bog standard, no traits, no nothing, and I already love it. With the traits, some of the one of ones we got, it's super cool.
Yeah.
So excited.
So yeah, keep an eye on the Sneak Peeks channel. We'll be releasing a lot more.
Yeah, definitely dribbling the next few weeks.
And I mean, we're working on a lot of things behind the scenes, a lot of which you'll see soon. But we also have a new website. It'd be cool if you go and check that out. Let us know what you think.
Yeah. Hats off to you, Ryan. The website is actually looking really cool at the moment. You can see the sneak peek as well that we put out of the 3D car. And yeah, we've got
some new angles as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all 360 of them.
exactly. And yeah, like Ryan said, we're working on stuff behind the scenes. Stay tuned for a few little updates and soon.
Yeah, we'll see you after Barcelona.
Yeah, we appreciate you tuning in, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I'm sure we'll have Dom next week. So catch you later, guys.
Bye.